Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I'm back for the hashtag 50 Stack Challenge 7. This is a 25-week prompt assignment challenge. Each week I draw 2 prompts out of my bag. All the prompts are already in the bag from the beginning. And then the idea is to make 1 piece of ephemera for each of the prompts. Then at the end of 25 weeks, you will have a stack of 50 pieces of ephemera, unless you're using them while you are making them, which is what I end up doing. So I usually don't have a stack at the end, but that's just the premise of it. So, last week, for example, I drew out hole punch was number 27. And for hole punch, I made this library style pocket. And I have a piece of paper with smaller hole punches. These are hole punched and then the reinforcer put over the top of them. But yeah, so that's what I did for hole punch, and put a little tag in there. So that's 1 piece of ephemera. And then number 28 was tag. So I used 2 small tags to make another pocket or tuck, or you know, whatever you might want to call it. You could just glue it on 2 sides and have it as a tuck in a journal. Or you could even put it near the top of a page and have it as more of an upward tuck. So that is what I had last week. So we are on 29 and 30. So for 29, we're going to have a secret pocket. So if you don't know what a secret pocket is, it's something like what I have done with my little pockets. I'm trying to think. I don't have anything readily available, so I guess you'll just have to wait and watch the rest of the video. But anyway, it's just a secret pocket. Either it can be hidden. Oh, I do have an example. So hold on. So a secret pocket can be something like, for example, this, because it's kind of hidden within the piece of paper. There's a pocket back behind there. That could be a secret pocket. It can also be, for example, if you had a tag like this and you cut it somewhere and put another tag behind it and then turned it into a little secret pocket with another writing space on it. And I know you guys have seen those. And that's kind of what I've done with my pockets before. I cut the flap, put the paper behind that you can slide into the pocket. So when it's closed, it just looks like the pocket is there. But when you pull up the top of the pocket or the flap of the pocket, there's a little hidden writing space. That can also be a secret pocket. Another example of that would be this type of thing. This is a secret pocket because I've folded the paper, the same exact print paper, and turned it into a pocket that when it's closed or like that, you don't see that much. But in fact, it is a secret pocket. So that's what I mean when I say secret pocket. So you can interpret it how you like and make what you like. That's just what the idea is for that. So that is secret pocket. And that is number 29. I don't have a lot of room over here. And then number 30 will be, if I can get a hold of it here. Oh, I got 2. Let me try again. I'm going to stir them up a little bit. Okay, 30 is tracing paper. So you can use tracing paper however you want. You don't have to use it as tracing paper. But I use it kind of like you would for vellum. So like if you make or you have a window envelope or something like that that has lost its window, or you want to change the window film, you can use a piece of tracing paper in there to kind of occlude it, make it foggy looking. So yeah, tracing paper, however you want to use it. You don't have to use it that way. That's an example. You can also make just a pocket out of tracing paper that, you know, so you can see through it. So that's kind of fun too. So anyway, just a few ideas. I'm going to get some things together and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So we're going to start with the secret pocket, number 29. And for that, I have 2 tags that are the same size. These are out of my Reason for the Season kit. But you can use anything, any paper, and you don't have to have like kit tags. You can just make your own tags. These ones measure about 6 by 3.5, 6 by 3.5 roughly. But again, you can use any size tags. That doesn't matter either. I just want you to know, because I know someone will ask me. So there it is. All right, so I have a piece of cream colored cardstock, and this is like, you could use white or whatever, but I wanted to use cream because it goes well with these colors. And then what you're going to need to do is cut a piece that's a little bit smaller than your tags. So I'm just going to get out a cutter and kind of wing it. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything, but you do want to make sure that you leave room for, like, for glue and things like that, right? So 3.5 is what I said. Oh my goodness. Cannot get a hold of this. So we're going to go, these cutters, I'm telling you. I'm going to go with, how about, let's just go 3 just to make it, so there's like a 1/4 inch on either side of the tag for glue. And you might not need quite that much, but you want it to slide in and out nicely. And then 6, so let's go with 5.5. Okay. So how are you guys? I hope you're doing good. I'm doing good. Went and had lunch with my daughter. I am getting my ring fixed because I broke one of the prongs. So that is why I'm wearing, this is actually the first ring that my husband ever gave me. So I'm wearing it instead. I have to have something on that finger because otherwise I'll be freaking out all the time thinking I lost my ring. And that'll help remind me that it's okay. I didn't lose it. Because it's not going to be done until January because they're so busy, backed up. So I didn't dream that it would take that long, but you know, I get it. Okay, then the next thing you need to do is kind of make sure that your tags are the same size. So I put mine back to back like that because that's how they'll be put together. And I did have to do some trimming, which you might have to do unless you make both your tags and you know exactly the size and everything. Then what we're going to do is cut the top of this off. And I think I'm just going to go from the point of where the tags are, or where the tags are, where the top starts to go at an angle. And I'm just going to cut it there, cut straight across. And you want to obviously get these as level as possible. And you can always do some trimming after too if they're like not matching up properly or something, because that does happen. But I want to, I think that's good. And you're just going to cut straight across. Well, already we can see that that didn't work out perfectly, but it's fine. All it is, you know, it's going to be the handle or whatever you want to call it for the hidden pocket. That did not cut all the way through there, of course. I can't decide which cutter I dislike the most at this point. I really need to get something else. I'm just not happy with any of them. They're all quite difficult, or it's me, I don't know, and that's very, very, very possible. It's just really irritating when they're not right. Well, I kind of dinged that up a little bit, but we'll just have to do some inking and say it's fine. And then I like to ink these as well, even though, you know, that's going to show you kind of where the where you cut it, but that's okay. Okay, and then this is going to be my front, that's going to be my back. I'm going to actually go ahead and glue these two together, and you're just going to glue around the edge. I'm sure that you can deduce what we're doing here. But these are fun hidden pockets, and you can do this with so many things. You can do it with circles, like cut 2 circles and then cut them in half or whatever, cut the top part off and have it as a pocket. You can do it with my pockets that are in my Etsy shop, my pockets that look like actual clothing pockets or purse pockets or whatever. You can do it with those. Usually just by cutting the top flap off of those, and then when you glue them down to your piece of paper, which you could kind of do the same thing with these tags. If you didn't want to have a piece that you tuck into a pocket, if you wanted it attached to the page, you just skip putting the tag on the back and have that piece slide in and out, like attach this on 3 sides and then have the top part slide in and out, and that would also work. You don't have to have a whole, you know, separate piece there. And then this is probably going to have to get trimmed a little because we're going to put this, oh, it might not actually because we did cut it short enough. So you just want to bring it up until it's not sticking out of the sides. And like I said, we can trim it a little. It's not that big of a deal if we need to do that. Let's just go ahead and do that. It's not going to hurt anything to trim those. Okay. And then this is my front. Not that it really matters, but I'm just going to put the glue along here and along here. And you don't have to go all the way to the corners because it's not going to reach. I probably even overdid it. Oops. And just try to kind of get it straight. It's going to get covered, so it's not like that big of a deal, but you don't want it to go into the pocket crooked because that will not make you happy if that happens. Try to get it as straight as possible. I'm going to do some inking in here too because I did notice you can kind of every once in a while see a little bit of that white with these. And we don't want to. And this one I'm going to kind of put glue all over just because that way it'll glue completely to the other side. And to the piece of paper here. So yeah, there's loads of ways to do a secret pocket, and you don't have to do it the way I'm doing it. You do whatever you like to do. And then I'm going to round the bottom corners just because that will make it easier for it to slide in and out of the pocket. And I guess I probably shouldn't have inked it until after I did that. But that habit of inking just never dies. Okay. And then that is going to slide down inside of here, hopefully. Maybe. See, that's why, yeah, that 1/4 inch really is a good thing that I did it that way. But you don't want it too loose either because then the bottom part will just slide off. You know what I mean? Like you'll just have it. Okay, are we stuck? What's happening? It's always got to be a little persnickety the first time I put it in there. You don't want it too tight because then that will just slide off of the card, and that isn't very effective either. So I'm glad I left that 1/4 inch on the sides. That was perfect. So there's our hidden pocket, and then we'll decorate it. So those are super simple to make. I'm just going to take a piece of music. And again, you can make these out of manila file folder and do something completely different. Of course, any kind of digital or just regular scrapbook paper will work. You don't have to have the same things I have. Got to put that a little askew. And then I have an angel from my Reason for the Season kit. The nice part about this kit is these papers if you didn't want to use the cutouts with it, like if you wanted to use it for something else. They're, none of the angels or any of that are on those. So they're kind of nice that way, because then you can use them for whatever. I mean, you can use angels any time of the year too, but put a piece of lace there. I'm going to put the glue right on that. I'm not going to be able to stitch that, but I think it'll be fine. It's a very light, airy kind of a lace, so I'm not that worried. Plus part of the angel will be over it, so it will be fine. I need to say hugs and blessings. Hugs and blessings to Jeanette, Lawrence, Beverly, Barbara, and Josie. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have a few Barbaras, so thank you to all of you. And I think I might have a couple of Beverlys as well. So thank you, thank you. Thank you for kind comments. I really appreciate that. And if you can, like the video. If you did like it, check and make sure the like button works. Subscribe if you haven't, if you like my videos. Any activity on the channel helps the channel grow. And then I have these, and these are the Reason for the Season word labels by Jolene at A Jeweled Design. She did these last year with me to go with my Reason for the Season kit, but there's such nice neutral colors that you could use them in prayer journals. You could use them with this kit. You can use them with whatever. Kind of with whatever Christmassy thing you might do, because they're very nice and neutral. And it was super nice of her to collaborate with me on that. They go the other direction as well, if I remember correctly, so it's not just this direction. So do pop over and check her out. She has a lot of word digitals, which is nice because I am not very good at doing those. So it's very helpful when you can get them somewhere. And it's A Jeweled Design. If I forget to link it, just holler at me and I will do that. Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat today. Yeah, we had to get all of our rings. Well, Theron didn't have a ring to fix, but Aiden needed a ring sized. Sean needed his wedding ring fixed. His band broke. And then my prongs broke on my wedding ring. So, yeah, it was just get your ring fixed time, I guess. They wanted us to buy some more rings. It's like, nope, can't afford more rings. We have our rings. We just want them fixed. Okay, I like that. It's pretty. Pretty, pretty. And then you could still put like some fabric or whatever up at the top. But it is indeed a hidden pocket. And then you can just tuck it into another pocket, or, you know, use it however you like. You could even just glue it down to the page, as I mentioned before. So totally up to you how you want to use that. But there it is. So yeah, I mean, you can see the line, but I think it's kind of fun. Oh, I was going to use that and I forgot. I made one of these like Mitzie at 307 Junk Journals. I was going to put that there and I forgot and use that one. Oh well, we'll have to use that for something else. Okay, then we have, what was the second one? Tracing paper. So I have a really nice coffee dyed guest check from Mitzie. Mitzie sent me these. Very nice of her to do. And then I have a piece of tracing paper. And I have some book page. What did I do with the other piece of book page? supposed to be another one. Oh my word. Just have to take another one, I guess. I don't know what I did. I am such a calamity these days, I'm telling you. Too many things in my brain running around at all times. So we're going to take this and put it on here and put these on the sides to hold it. So then you don't have to worry about seeing glue and all of that jazz. So that is the plan. I'm going to put a little bit of glue just to tack it into place while I fight with these here bits and pieces. Oh, but that's not going to work with the gusset, is it? Yeah, that's not going to work. We're just going to have to figure it out here. So I'll just set it on here, I guess. Because I don't want to close up my gusset. This is going to allow me to have a gusset, which I wouldn't have otherwise. So I'm just going to figure out how long I need it. And then we'll just put glue on this and try to put it on as straight as possible. Because we don't want to close that gusset, because that sort of defeats the whole purpose of making a gusset. Which I just did, as you can see, with these folded strips of book page. So let's turn this around. Oopsie. And you can do whatever you want. And you don't have to use tracing paper. If you're like, I don't have tracing paper, just use some type of see-through paper. Vellum, whatever you want to use. That's like a sort of transparent or whatever kind of paper. Again, there are no 50 stack challenge police, so you do you, boo. This is just kind of a nice way to do this so that you don't have to worry about whether you can see the glue, because that drives me batty with this stuff. And I know you can use double stick tape and all that, but I never have double stick tape, so because I don't really use it. I use glue sticks and I use liquid glue, and that's what I have. So I like this, doing it this way. Oopsies. I don't want to pull it weird. It's a little futzy here, but that's okay. We can mess with it for a minute to get it figured out. Because we can trim if we need. And this one I'd probably glue down onto a page. Rather than, and you can see one's bigger than the other. I'm not going to worry about that. If you want to make them perfect, then of course do that. But I am not going to worry about it. I just want that middle section to be transparent. I'm just going to tear these sides off. Just kind of makes a pocket. I guess you could do it like fold a piece of the book page in half, which I thought about doing, but my book page wasn't quite wide enough, or as wide as I wanted it. And then cut out like a square in the middle and put a piece of vellum, however you want to do it. This is just how I'm doing it. I'm going to cut the side of that. I'm sure there's easier ways of doing it. I do tend to take the difficult route. But if you have an easier way, you can do it that way. I do like to make the life difficult on myself. That is for sure. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Does that? Noise. That's what my son always says. Noise. He's such a goofball. I'm gonna put some snowflakes on there. I'm sure that you're shocked by that. I love snowflakes. Like, I don't love snow. I don't love shoveling snow, but I love snowflakes themselves. So at this time of the year, I do go a little snowflake crazy, but bear with me. It'll be over soon. I just have fun with them. They're so cool. Oh, there is one on there. I'm looking all over for that striped piece of paper because I think I want to put that on there. I might have to pause and stitch that together, actually. Yeah, I think I will do that. So it's going to be something like that, but I'm going to go stitch this and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have my little piece stitched. And I'm going to put that, I'll bring it up and show you better. I put some extra strings on there, some blues. I'm going to put it on here. So let's use some stronger glue for that. This is why I didn't really care if there was totally matching on both sides. It's not that big of a deal because most of it gets covered up. But like I said, if it concerns you, you can make yours even on both sides. Okay, I think I'll put that one about there. Will work. And I don't know if this will end up in that blue journal or not. I think it might be too tall, but it's fine. We can use it sometime in something else. Frost journal is what I'm thinking of. It's so nice and quiet today. I love that. Okay. This one. Then we'll do a little ink. I'm not going to put too much because I might want to put some gesso. I know I want to splatter some gesso, but I might want some around the edge too. I don't need to ink that. Guess check, that's for sure. It's very, very lovely. I'll splatter this real quick first so that I can get it drying. Just going to use gesso. You could use acrylic paint, whatever, to make the splattering. Whatever you like. Just got to get some water in it so it'll be loose enough to splatter, which sometimes I fail at. I tend to just sling it everywhere, really. Oops. Just make a mess. Yeah, I think I do need some on the edges. I like to make it kind of sloppy because I think it looks a little bit more like it's icy or something. But again, that's all just personal preference. Yeah, Mitzie does some awesome guest checks because I can never get them that dark. I know if they're on top, like in the sun, they'll get like that, but you know, they can't all be on top. Okay. Set that aside. Actually, you know what? I need a little bit. More water. Okay. Now I'll let it dry. And we can make a tag to go in there. And I know this will roughly fit as far as the width of this, but I might want to tear it down just a little bit more even. Or not. Or not at all. I really gotta hold it to get it to work. Okay, I kind of like the torn edge, so I'm gonna keep it. And then I'm gonna tear this off over here. I was gonna use this for something else, and it didn't end up working, so. And that's a piece out of the frost kit, and I just needed a tag that was a tiny bit taller than that one, so I think that will work well, as long as that's not too tall. Ooh, that might be too tall. We'll just trim a little bit off the bottom. I'm gonna actually tear this. Okay. Wow. Some days, you know what, it doesn't have to be right there at the edge, because I have plenty. Now we're going to have to do the same here. Okay. And we can just do like so. And this was a glue page. That's what I do with when I use book pages for glue pages. I either fold them this way or the other way to make journaling cards or tags or something out of them. I don't worry when I'm doing these magazine things because they're too bright and shiny to use for anything, so. But they're great for gluing on. I mean, you can put matte medium over them and that will knock some of that back, but I don't know. I just don't tend to use those at all. I like the torn edge over there. What else do I want to do to that? I don't really know. I want to put something up at the top, so I think I'll use some of this cotton, if I can tear it. Maybe some lace bits. Quite be that big. Oh my goodness, I thought the lid was on it. Not paying attention. I'm just in a zone or in a daze. All right, should do this first. Wow, Amy, get it together, lady. And I'll just put a little piece of paper on the back that'll just kind of fit in there. If I could hang on to it. Please. I'm going to put a stitch, so I'm not going to worry a whole lot. I just want to tack it down right now. And that will be pretty. I'm going to put some more stuff on there, but I want to put something else on there. I don't know what. Thinking maybe I can find a label or something. This is mostly Christmas, but there are some little bits and pieces at the bottom from Tim Holtz. I do like these for this. It works well. I think those will work. And then if I have a little bitty snowflake, I have an odd one, and I don't like that one. I don't even know. This is from something else. But I like it. It's tiny and it will work. It's for the micro polar scope. I don't know. Some of these little things are funny. That is an itty bitty. I'm not even sure what that's from, but it is tiny. I mean, it's definitely been cut on the Glowforge, but I don't know what I was doing. Or the laser, some laser. I could put I don't want to put that on there. I was going to put a little pearl, but then the problem with that is it might mess up the pocket because it's just vellum. Okay, so this is not anywhere near dry, but that will go inside of there. But first, I do want to put some gesso on this. So these obviously are not going to go together today or right now, but I will eventually put this tag in that pocket. Eventually. And you want to remember, using gesso, not to put too much on digitals because they will just turn weird colors unless that's what you're going for. It just turns strange. So, but I do like it as kind of a icy border on these. I don't think I'm gonna splatter this one. I'm just gonna do that. Maybe we'll do some blue splatters. I do like the blue. Where'd I put my piece of paper? My splatter paper. I think I just got that on my sleeve. Nope. This again is the Distress Oxide Spray in Faded Jeans. If you asked me and I called it Faded Denim, I apologize. For some reason in my brain, I think it should be Faded Denim, not Faded Jeans, but whatever. Nobody asked me. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys, my daughter got her job. So thank you guys for your prayers. If you did, I appreciate it. A few of you said you were gonna do that, and I totally appreciate it because she did get the job. So she's very excited about that. Very excited. And I'm sorry, Carolyn, it wasn't the one you had mentioned because they didn't get back to her for an interview, but another place did, and yeah, so she took it because she needs a job. But I thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you all. Okay, so we have our secret pocket, which is in here. It's hiding a piece of paper to write on, and the cool part about this is you can write on both sides. That's that. And then tracing paper is the paper there. And once that goes in there, you'll be able to kind of see that flower in there, but obviously right now it's too wet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will chat with you again soon. Love ya. Bye.